Hello and welcome to The Broken Elevator, where we pitch films Hollywood's too scared to make. I'm Tam, and this week, Deeby's pitching
Ant-Man VR. Actually, you know what? I might want to change that name a little bit.
Why's that?
I don't know, because it's actually really Ant-Man and Company.
Ant-Man and Company.
Yeah, like
the
way I have
famous
it.
Marvel Comics storyline.
The way I have it set up right now.
Ant-Man and Company.
The way I built this, I feel, is a little more... Makes sense to call it Ant-Man and Company.
Okay.
Ant-Man and all these lovely little... Ant-Man and all these little minion ants.
Ant-Man and friends.
Ant-Man and his little friends.
That's like Spider-Man and his friends, isn't it?
Yeah,
Spider-Man
it's
and
one
his
of these-
amazing friends.
One of them ones. Okay, look, here's the thing. Okay, 'cause you guys know about... I'm sure, like, regular listeners also know. This is Gamer Month. Mm-hmm. You two are the gamers. Mm-hmm. I'm really not. So I sort of, like, I came on and I almost cheated. Yeah. I almost went, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna turn a game into a movie. And then I would have done, like, FIFA the movie or something.
Like you did last year.
It wasn't a movie.
Oh, yeah.
That was just a FIFA game. That was called FIFA Legends. I actually made a game. Get it right.
Okay.
So FIFA thinks is...
I almost ended up turning Rush Hour into a game.
That sounds amazing.
I thought that would have been just a little laugh.
But actually, to be fair, it would have been a rubbish game.
Terrible game, yeah. Somebody pointed that out to me very quickly.
I'm imagining like one of those like side-scroller games.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Where it's like 16-bit and it's just like the two of them just like running in the street, punching
like
right.
Streets of Rage or yeah.
Oh my gosh, that actually sounds amazing. And then every now and then Chris Tucker's saying something like, "Can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?"
Yeah. and everyone like explodes or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Silly.
And then a friend suggested I do Inception.
Oh,
exactly. To which I was like, "Ooh, you know what? That actually sounds
dope. It does, but it's just a heist game."
Yeah. And it sounds like I'm like, how would you do the whole dream in a dream kind of thing? And then, of course, I settled on Ant-Man.
Because it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean, like the story's straightforward. Like. VR concept. You haven't seen the film?
Nah, cuz. I mean, I watched Captain America Civil War.
Well, it's pretty much the same.
I know, but I know that he like goes small and then goes big.
Oh, well done.
You know what? I know who Ant-Man is, right? But
which one is he?
Which one? What you mean?
Which one is he?
He's the one that goes small.
No, as in which Ant-Man is he?
Oh. I don't know which Ant-Man. I'm not
you just made Tam kiss his teeth.
On the podcast, that's straight disrespect.
The whole world will hear.
Yeah, exactly. That's screeching through the flipping...
well, you should watch the movie, man. It's actually really entertaining.
This is coming from a guy who doesn't like Marvel.
I don't like the Marvel movies. Not really. Not a lot of them. I mean, to be fair, there obviously are exceptions. I think Iron Man is great.
Which one?
The first one.
Okay, cool.
Why?
That's all I need.
Did I just pass the test or something?
Yes, in fact, you were the one who banged on about Iron Man the most.
I was the one that banged on about Iron Man the most. I thought that movie was absolutely incredible. Yeah, no. I realize we keep talking about our love for like Edgar Wright as well. Like,
yeah, we like him.
Have you seen the footage? His test footage for Ant-Man?
No.
There's test footage for Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and
like
the Wasp.
Edgar Wright's version of Ant-Man. There's test footage.
Right. Yeah.
They showed it
kicked him
at
off.
Comic-Con years ago.
Right.
And then
is it still on YouTube?
Probably.
Might have to hunt that stuff down. Yeah. No. Edgar Wright, I think, is the reason Ant-Man movie turned out
decent.
Well, yeah. I watched Hot Fuzz again the other day, and it's just like there's tropes, there's Edgar Wright tropes in the film. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you remember? Have you seen it, Tam?
Yeah,
of course. Right, you remember particularly the moment where like Luis is explaining how he got the job for like to break into Hank Pym's house, right?
So I was chilling with my cousin, right?
Yeah.
He was talking to his
Yeah, and then they're still like all mouthing like over on top of him. Like, I figured if we had that sort of tongue-in-cheek approach, did I say that right? Tongue-in-cheek? Yeah. If you had that sort of tongue-in-cheek approach to this like game in general, like, yeah, so almost like the experience of it. Like, think of, you ever played a Simpsons game?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was quite classically just The Simpsons.
For you, and I didn't give it back for months.
Yeah, but I have it back now, and I'm still playing it. It's basically like The Simpsons, and everything about it, just like in game form, done like quite well. Like, but like just it's a funny little platform game, and you just come across all these weird levels, and then every time you do something, nice, you get like that well done video game guy, like thingy from. I'm basically thinking of like doing things like that. But with Ant-Man, do you know what I mean? So just make it like just a fun game, like. Okay. So I'm not delving into deep, like Inception, like complicatedness.
So where does the VR come into this?
Because you want to.
Because you're Ant-Man, man. Are you kidding me? You're in the world that's big, but you're small. Come on, man. Does that not interest you?
No, that sounds dope.
Slightly.
That actually sounds really fun. I mean, I like the idea of. Like 1 minute walking around the room and then next minute turning really small and then like discovering secrets or discovering different things or communicating with. Funny enough, there is a Zelda game that does the same thing, but not in VR. Yeah, so basically you turn into, it's called the Minish Cap, and you have this hat which helps you turn really, really small.
I'm guessing that's the titular Minish Cap.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the Minish are like these people, these like elf type people, and the whole idea is that you can go into cracks in trees to discover civilizations.
Right.
You can like find different pathways. You can get into areas you couldn't before because you're now smaller. Like, but there's a whole world when you're walking around normally, and another world when you're walking around small.
Yes, that is exactly how I imagined it. Also, which is good to know. But damn, Zelda got there first.
Well, I mean, no, there's plenty of games that have, I guess, similar mechanics, but Zelda obviously got there, but not in VR, and that's the kind of amazing thing. I actually do know somebody, I'm not going to give away too much, but he's designed a game where you are precisely like a small character.
Oh, for real?
And you're running around like you're trying to survive in somebody's house. Like,
allow it, man. You're just taking like bits from my game now.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's
It's an obvious level. Who are we kidding?
No, but then you got to think about. I guess you're taking a film, right? You're taking the film Ant-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is,
when we say take the film,
when you're adapting a piece like this, you kind of have to redesign the plot and everything just so it works. Do you know what I mean? I don't think the way the story unfolds in the film will work very well in the game format.
I haven't seen the film, but there must be at least 3 kind of key moments. I'm thinking like moments, like 3 key, like a key fight, a situation where he needs to run away from, and a situation where I don't know. He discovers his powers.
Right.
So
those are places we can sort of like.
So in the film, I think maybe you should break down those 3 parts, and then we can kind of dive into.
Maybe you should just watch the film.
I mean, I'll watch the film regardless. Yeah, I finally watched Civil War. You know what I mean? It was alright.
Civil War. I don't remember if I liked it or not. I think I didn't.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, it's not a bad film. It's actually quite good. The way that they break apart everybody, like the emotional aspect of it, is quite good. I wasn't a big fan of the fights there.
I think I'm just overly emotionally invested in all of the characters.
All of the characters.
Like, even the moment I saw Black Panther, I was like,
nah, bruv, I got upset.
Welcome to the family.
I got upset when they called it Lagos. I was like, nah, cuz.
Yeah.
Nah, cuz. But, yeah. I don't mind. You can spoil it for me because I'm going to watch it anyway, and I'm sure it'll still be a decent film.
It's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
I don't have Netflix.
Come around mine.
Oh, so is that finally an invite? Yeah.
Nah.
All right. So I would say moment he gets his powers. What is it? a key conflict and what was the last one I said?
Key fight, battle.
Yeah, you said a fight running away from something, and when you first discovers this power.
Yeah. I think like I have all three of those.
Okay.
You know what? Let's do this a favor. Let me just crack into it, all right? So, because I don't know how. The thing was, I feel a little bit lost in how to bring you into this world because I feel like I structured this game in 3 layers almost. You know what I mean? So I imagined it with like literally thinking about what I want to. If I were playing this game, like the sort of levels I wanted to play, right? And then how we would like go through those levels, and then draping a story on top of that, which probably
actually
no.
In game wise, that actually is quite good because you're thinking about the gameplay first.
Yeah. And
that's what informs the story.
Yeah, but now I feel like I have a crap story as a result.
So what?
Gameplay first, story second?
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%.
I don't know.
The best games work like that. The best games work from having a really strong gameplay and then making the story work within the points of the gameplay.
Yeah, but I think a lot of games fail the second half when they focus on the first bit first.
Well, I'm probably going to fail at both, so let's not worry way too much. All right.
I still disagree. Carry on.
I don't know. Okay, so we open the game, right? In a strip club. Yeah! You are Scott Lang. Honestly, this is just my excuse to go, to throw in this joke where we're like, oh my goodness, we built a VR strip club before the porn industry? Take that, Brazzers.
Oh, you know,
some of Scott Lang would say.
Because you want to make a lot of money, basically.
Basically.
Okay. Hollywood's not going to make this, but them dodgy guys.
But then they're too scared to. You're with the boys, Luis, David, and Kurt. Do you remember these 3 characters?
Of course.
Yeah, Luis is doing everything he can to get every stripper's attention. David is getting drunk, and Kurt is throwing a hissy fit and stepping outside. You make conversation with a bar girl. Task number 1. Keep your attention where it needs to be. This is VR, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
So you got all of that stuff going on behind you, and if you decide to turn around and just sneak a peek at the strippers instead, your barmaid is probably going to turn up and be like, hello, are you looking at me? Whatever, you know. This is how we guide the game, do you know what I mean? So, like, you know these games that you've been getting me to play recently?
Yeah. Like Inside and Journey and them ones.
I remember feeling like they're very much, is there a term for it? I feel like you said it earlier. When you're going like one direction.
Yeah.
And you sort of just have to like come across things. And it's very much,
yeah, you discover as you go along.
But it becomes rhythmical almost in how the story unfolds to you.
Yeah, you're paying attention to what's going on in the background, things are appearing at you, but it's guiding you through it.
Yeah. I feel like this is a VR world, you know what I mean? You kind of have
to do that.
You have full reign of where to go, like behind you, full you left, right, up, down, if you can, you know, ladders or whatever. So, like, I couldn't help but feel like, oh, there has to be a way to guide players.
Yeah, that has to.
Is that just by, like, I figured maybe for the sake of simplicity right now, glowing objects.
That's such a staple in computer games.
It is, isn't it? Do you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna come across every freaking staple you can, I'm just gonna tick them off and hopefully.
Well, it's colours. It's colours and glowing.
Yeah,
glowing
usually it's like high contrast colours.
Yeah, and glowing things. Yeah,
or like the colour green. I think.
Sweet.
Sort of
green, yeah, go.
Just go in that direction.
Yeah, right. The keys on the barmaid's belt light up. You got to retrieve them. And then a door in the distance glows. You got to get to the back. You find Kurt in the changing room. He hands you a barman's uniform. You head straight to the back, past the stripper's dressing room, and straight to the boss's office. He has company, of course, because he owns the strip club. You might just have to do this while he's getting busy.
Oh, shit.
It's VR. You sneak into his room, right? There's a far door with a safe in it. That's glowing. You got to break into that safe. You have a minute with your stethoscope, and then you're there like... And then obviously breaking into the safe.
So you're actually hearing the sounds.
You're putting on you put on a stethoscope, and you hear the clicking, and you kind of have to like stop or whatever. Like,
so Ant-Man's a thief.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott Lang
Watch the movie.
Yeah. Ant-Man is a thief. As soon as you find them, open up the safe. Ka-ching! There's loads of dough there. There's what do you call them? Little barred jail cell windows that you find at the top of like bar basements and stuff.
I have no
Just
idea.
the small windows.
Yeah, one of them small windows. Yeah, you kind of have to climb up there to get out. You have to leave the strip club car park without getting caught. Thing is, you will get caught every time. Your mission is to run. My guy's a free runner now, right? And you're running through you got to get to the freaking getaway truck. You do this successfully. You get the whole gang back to the apartment. A few days later, you meet with the boys to go hunting for a new house to burgle. You find out, I don't know, the task is to sneak into backyards or garages in every house on a particular street and hack the alarm systems. Now, here's where things get different.
This doesn't sound very heroic. Does he get more heroic?
Does he get more heroic?
Yeah.
Well, he will become forced to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checking.
He could.
This is all the I don't even know what you call it. Like tutorial.
Exactly. He could sell it as a flipping. It's an 18 rated game. All the kids would love it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the gaming industry works, right?
Yeah, sure. That's what they said about the Deadpool game.
They made a Deadpool game?
Yeah, they've made a couple, to be honest. But yeah, the last one was...
Did they work? Did people like them?
It wasn't terrible.
Okay. Did they make them more like the movies, you reckon?
I think it came out before the movie.
Oh. So
it was
not movie influence at all?
No, it was its own thing.
Okay. Some of the houses are completely empty. Some are easy to rob. Some of them have people in them. Some have dogs. Yeah. The gang tracked down one house with an intriguingly complex alarm system. Whatever's in there must be good. New task, break into said house. Here's the thing as well, like these past few tasks I've just mentioned, you finally have to work like with the team. So not only do you work as Scott Lang trying to break into these apartments, you have to work as Luis, who works more like a con artist.
So what, you got to send them out? Have you got to send them out on things on
separate missions also?
So on the D-pad, you just
you select player, or you know what I mean. David and Kurt also like computer men or whatever. Man in the chair, is that what they call it in the new Spider-Man?
Yeah.
And you also have to complete tasks with them or little like just tidbits. Now I really didn't get into like gameplays and buttons and
yeah. But you like the idea of sending people on...
Yeah, like switching between players, but like it's a whole team thing, like when you're breaking into this person's house, like, so you can't just...
Think about it this way. VR, the thing about VR, it is about your personal experience.
Oh, okay.
So if you start jumping from character to character, you lose that sense of this is me, and I am embodying this person. Unless you find a way to make it work that is really visible, that you're transferring yourself to somebody else's sort of consciousness.
Yeah.
Just pressing a button and jumping to different people, like,
might throw you way off.
Might throw you off because you're like now in a different place.
A whole
you have to
new
look around
world
again and stuff like that. But I, and a big part of VR is that you don't see everything straight away. Things are revealed to you while you're walking in.
Yeah.
So you're doing the discovering. So if
this game probably would work without being VR, by the way.
Yeah. So and bear in mind you're in the tutorial section right now. So you're teaching people how to use the core mechanics of the game. It's not just it's showing them the world. You're now telling them these are the things that you're going to need to know for the rest of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Go on.
When you're successful, you find nothing but a flimsy biker's outfit. You steal it anyway, take it home, and you have nothing else to do but try it on the suit in front of the lads. There's a switch on each hand that you switch on. You press the buttons on each hand, but nothing happens.
That would work well with like VR controllers because you've got like one in each hand.
Yeah, and then there's a banging on a door. Kurt hides he's hacking gear. Luis hides a stack of money, and David goes to jump the men at the door, but they're all gunned up, and they force themselves in. They're looking for you. They say they're the Kingpin's men. The Kingpin's men.
The Kingpin.
The Kingpin. The King's. Oh, you got me saying it again. They say that they're the King.
Would they actually say that, like, hey, we work for a criminal?
We work for the Kingpin.
Wilson Fisk. Have you heard of him? He's a criminal.
Probably not like that. I imagine they sort of like burst in. You got to hide at this point, by the way, because you're in that suit, and you think whoever you just stole it from is coming back for it. Mm-hmm. Of course, it's these who reveal themselves as just
Kingpin's men.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't have revealed that. Just some rando thugs looking for a guy called Scott Lang for someone important.
Yeah.
You're forced into the bathroom because these guys are looking all over the house. You jump into the bath, of course. You got 30 seconds to find the other button on your suit. If you're smart, you'll find it on your helmet. Switch it on, and then boof, you shrink. Just as one of the henchmen bangs his door into the bathroom. So this is where I'm thinking it gets all cinematic here, obviously, that. Because now you're this tiny little, like, Ant-Man in a bathtub. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And this guy's looking at the bathtub now. It's like, what's that dodgy little insect? Like, oh, I don't like, look at that. Switches on the flush.
Oh, snap.
Takes you down the drain.
Okay, so this is
now
just
the
an
game
experience.
starts.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm with you. Now, I'm just saying. One thing I really like about it so far is that turning small in a bathtub is great because it just becomes all white. Mm-hmm. So you're sitting there.
This is actually a moment in the movie, and I just thought, you know what, this is actually super cool. It's like it's almost like being lost in a desert or something.
Yeah,
you know, you're just trapped in this big white thing you can't get out of at all. There's no other way out, up or in or whatever,
apart from down the drain.
Down that drain.
Okay. Now, but also all the movement things that you learn.
All the running from before,
the
free running,
like all the free running and stuff like that. Like, you're
now gonna have to, learn to jump over. Use your skills as Ant-Man.
Okay.
To survive, this is another big just level on its own. Just surviving the house, you kind of have to get out of the house. You can't, for some reason, your bigger button making you big again isn't working. You can press it or whatever, but it's not going to work. It's just deactivated or whatever. So obviously your mission now is to just get out of the house. You know what I mean? Get away from these guys that want you and who look like they're about to kidnap the rest of your gang. It's working all right now so far. No, I mean it's the level is the thing is I'm thinking like the house in itself is full of dangers.
Yeah. So hold on, you've gone down the drain. Yeah, and you got to get yourself from inside the pipes, out of the pipes, and into the house.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, the great thing about that is that the pipes can be their own little maze in themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you come out of the pipes, so that would be a level in itself, and then that will literally teach you the difference between when you're big and when you're small.
Yeah.
And you're moving around in that. And then when you come out of that, you enter the actual house, right? So let's just say he comes...
Say you end up in the kitchen.
Yeah, you end up in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. And he climbs out of the kitchen and now he's on top. And the good thing about that is because he's on the sink, because he'd come out of the sink, couldn't he?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have to. I mean, there could be plumbing works that need doing. I mean... I say
a crack in a.
These are things you can refer to earlier in the game, like set up earlier in the game. Like, these lot hanging out in the house just now. Well, honestly, you could just have a line like, "Why is there no running water in this house, or like in your kitchen?"
Yeah, man, there's so many leaky pipes in here. There's so many holes in these pipes. Almost like an ant could fit through.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, you know what? Cracks in the floor and that, they have to be a staple in the game. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's like your world into like can you imagine like being a little mice or whatever? Do you know they can fit in anywhere, man? You're smaller than a mice.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, I mean the house could be full of dangers anyways, from like general machinery, hoovers, and falling into DVD players or other computers.
Also,
There's
these
pets,
guys are still...
other animals around.
Aren't these guys still trying to chase him? Still trying to find him?
Yeah, but obviously he's just disappeared.
Yeah, but
But obviously in the big
house.
wide world,
That would be... No,
they
but
can still be in the house.
if
Yeah,
they're
true.
still in the house and they're walking
And one of them
around,
saw him like actually shrink into the bath. Then,
Did that happen in the film?
well, yeah, no one sees him shrink. into
Nobody
the bath.
sees it. Okay, so then it would be a whole situation of him having to escape the house, knowing that those guys are there. So there'll be like parts of the level where like people's feet are moving and you've got to run in, you got to avoid getting
running
stumped
between
on.
the legs and stuff.
Exactly.
Yes.
Come on, man! I play
Well,
enough
to be,
games.
yeah, I mean, you're in charge of the gaming mechanics right
It's
now.
alright. It's
I'm not gonna
alright.
lie.
We did this last time. It's all.
Wait, I came up with my own gaming mechanics for FIFA.
Yeah,
You know
Yes,
it.
he did.
he did.
As Scott Lang jokes, okay, so like, hopefully by now you would have like escaped the house or whatever. I couldn't help but feel like there has to be jokes written in here about hearing voices in your head. Because like, obviously I imagine you're playing the game, but like Scott Lang's character is going to be like talking or like guiding you through it, but obviously you're Scott Lang's character, so like being in the VR mode is almost like being in his
mind.
head or
Yeah.
mind, as it were. And just as you start to come round to this concept, this idea, hey Scott, is that you? Whoa, what is that? Like someone's in my head? Yeah, my name's Hank, you're wearing my suit. What do you mean I'm wearing a suit? Yeah, you stole my suit. I let you steal my suit. What do you mean you let me steal your suit? Okay, so this is a big deal right now. We're in the middle of a big Avengers kind of big deal story. I need you to do something for me. What do you need me to do? It's like, well, you managed to get my suit. You must be good enough to be able to sneak around in that. That was one of the most complicated like alarm systems in the world. You shouldn't have been able to beat it. I need you to go break into somewhere for me. He's like, no. I'm not going anywhere. He's like,
And he's speaking to him while you're walking around. It's like an intercom type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
so
cool.
you're out in the garden now. Actually, I should mention. And your character refuses. Scott's like, no, I don't want to do this. And then Hank's like, you have to do this, or a massive ant like just comes towards you and just like pins you down to the floor. You're a gunner. Like, are you serious right now? Yeah, I'm threatening your life. You need to do this. This is bigger than just you. This is for the I don't know. He wouldn't say the greater good, would he, Hank? It's Michael Douglas.
Yeah, no, just see like
You want to save your ass, you better do what I say.
Yeah, basically. Basically ends up using Scott to go check up on 3 or 4 research centers who are all, researching, I don't know how you say this word, myrmecology?
Myrmecology.
Is that M-Y-R-M-E?
The study of mermaids?
M-Y-R-M-E. Do you actually want to like Google the word?
Not really. Wait, so what is it?
Myrmecology. I think that's what is called in the comic. Like, that's the actual term. Shrinking people.
Okay. Cool.
Myrmecology. And because he's basically heard that there's one of these 3 companies have gotten super close to cracking the code that is of shrinking a man to the way like
Pim particles.
Pim
Yes.
particles, exactly.
Yes.
And of course, doing this means you have to like break into research centers and stuff like that. But your friend Hank, now your new mentor, as it were, as you become Ant-Man, starts teaching you the ways of the world and the ways of being Ant-Man. You have received new tools. The blue ring and the red ring. You throw them at objects. They make them either big or small. Mm-hmm. These are items you can use to your advantage. You also have basic thievery kit on you, which is like hacking USB lockpicks and screwdrivers, etc. And you also have a collection of real life big items. Well, a collection of toys on a keyring, which are real life big items, which you have shrunk and you can keep and carry around with you.
What's like a tank?
If you wanted a tank, you could have a tank on your keyring.
Or a Thomas the Tank Engine.
I thought that was a really, really cool feature. I want one of those.
What? Of what?
Just like the rings, man. Just throw things at things. You know what I mean? And then you can... I would legit go and jack a tank from somewhere. And you have these with you in your arsenal now. And you can take these out with you into the world. And then here's where I kind of drift off a little bit. I feel like I need to build a story a little bit more.
So you didn't really think of what would be different in each
No. I kind of started listing just levels I wanted to play.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
But like it was, I just realized I started going through
is it kind of connecting to how the film was?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. So do you think he could just literally follow the story of the film and work around it?
I'm hoping you don't.
No.
I know you're not.
Like, I would be happy to see this go in its own direction because that's what all of. Because
I feel like
not all of the MCU films have had a game. I think it was only like Iron Man 2, Captain America, the first one. I think those are the only ones that have had games loosely inspired.
Yeah, film games usually do that anyway. They always kind of show you more than what happened in the film, and it's because they want to pad it out with gameplay.
And it's usually because they have to start developing the game before the film is like released, so they don't get the script. They're just like, it's like Iron Man can fly. Do something with that. He goes to the Middle East and shoots a tank. Do something based around that.
It's funny, like, you know, when they decide to release new Marvel games and stuff like that, they really, really pay a lot of attention to what's in the, you know, the MCU or like what's popular, what films have come out and stuff like that. But there was actually a game called Marvel Alliance 2, and it did the Civil War story before Civil War was cool.
Oh, really?
And this was like back in the day on the Xbox 360. This is before Civil War came out.
But this, what, the comic or the film?
No, the comic had come out, but they were like, it's almost like they brought in so many different characters from different games that weren't even really properly touched upon in the comics, just because they wanted to pad it out with loads of like characters to play with. So it's like you can, if you do continue, you know, with this, you know, go off the path of the film, you can start introducing all sorts of different like characters.
What I would like to see is you to introduce like the wider, because you know
Ant-Man,
because we were saying Ant-Man and his amazing friends. Even the Ant-Man sequel that's coming out, Ant-Man and the Wasp, so you could introduce the Wasp.
There's a level where he plays the Wasp.
Nice. You could introduce Bill Foster, who was I think he was originally called Black Goliath.
Black Goliath.
Guess what his race is?
He's black.
He's black. Yeah, and then I think they just called him Goliath.
Okay.
And then he got killed by a robot clone of Thor in Civil War. He was like the major casualty in that storyline. And I think there was a storyline after that where basically all of the black superheroes got together and were just like, this is messed up.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I'd like to see this
go off
in its own direction as well. I mean, partly as well, it needs to be filled up with a bit more gameplay and padding.
VR games are not that long often because you've got to think about the experience. You got to think about the fact that somebody's got this headset on. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's intense on their eyes because they don't really get to look away. So actually, levels being short and the game not being that long is actually fine.
A good idea. Okay.
So you don't have to do the whole film. That's why I was like, if you picked 3 parts
and
just literally created experiences around those three parts.
All right. Well, shall I go through some of the lists of some of the like? What shall I list this? These levels.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Hear about some of these levels. I figured there has to be a level where, or should I try actually explain the storyline first?
I feel like
I don't really know which way to like.
Okay, so the thing that I figured out so far is that our main character, he's not the original Ant-Man.
No.
Are there flashback levels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you got to play as Hank Pym in the original, like, back in the 60s, I figured. Like, during the Cold War or whatever.
I just got a really cool vision of, like, maybe, the suit retaining some of the memories of Hank's previous missions and stuff like that.
Can you do that with suit?
I don't know. It's just an idea that you can put in there. So when he puts it on, he can, like, re-see what the suit has been through. Ooh. Like, missions it's been on. So then you can, like, he can go back and and this could be, like, let's just say he's learning a new trick or learning a new skill. He could tap into that and it will show him a flashback of a time where the previous owner of the suit used it to do certain things.
Right.
And then, so when you flash back, you can actually see, you're there and you can see the character, like, doing, I don't know, guiding you through. I don't know.
Could be done. I do remember thinking, like, if I do play this game out exactly like it did in the film, you would have to do, like, flashback episodes to explain.
And it would be in black and white because it's a flashback, innit?
Would it be in black and white?
Man, you do it in...
You do it in
sepia? That sort
Sepia.
of, like, Marvel Technicolor style.
Marvel
just like
have their own Technicolor.
Well, just like, bright, colourful, the way that the sort of like original comic book style was.
Right.
Like that sort of Jack Kirby colours.
Yeah. Like when you see, like these days you see like typical like Marvel t-shirts and they've got the old school style on them.
I know what you mean, yeah.
You could have a whole level that's
bright.
Just like that. That looks like that. That would be so cool.
Yeah, okay.
So VR,
yeah, no, it's interesting because if I'm honest with you, there were moments where I was thinking, oh man, you got to color correct this so right. Do you know what I mean? Like there's I'm sure there's bigger processes, and because it's VR, like you have the opportunity to be cinematic. This is like a whole art thing in and of itself. Honestly, like I didn't even want to start thinking about.
The Oculus is there because I want to build something with VR, and it's just like it's annoying me that I can't do it right now. but yeah, definitely, yeah. Just come up with a couple more scenarios.
Yeah. So what are some of the levels that you have?
Okay, so we can. Okay, so like the idea of my story basically was you went and jacked the Kingpin's like strip club place earlier. He's coming back after you for money in that, while at the same time you're being
an image of like Ant-Man turning really small and bouncing on boobs. Like.
Oh well, let me introduce you to Eric O'Grady, the irredeemable Ant-Man.
Oh, for
there
real?
Is,
what?
For real?
I haven't read any of his storylines, but I think he was like an ex-Hydra agent, and now he's like sort of trying to. No, I think he's like he steals the Ant-Man costume, and then or steals like the pin particles. And there's this like page where he's like, I think some agent is having a shower, and he's just like hanging onto the shower head, just watching her, and he's just like really tiny while doing
it's
it.
creepy. It's creepy. It could definitely be done, but I feel like that's the thing. If you want to be able to add these sort of features in Ant-Man, you could do it, but with that tongue in cheek, and I think it'll be incredibly entertaining.
Yeah.
Anyway, so as I was explaining before, you are being what did I say? What's happening in the story just now?
I don't remember.
You were escaping the kitchen.
Oh yeah, you go to the Kingpin's.
So the Kingpin is trying to find you, while at the same time you are being used by Hank Pym to spy on like 3 or 4 organizations that are also have pin particles or whatever coming close to it. Whilst at the same time wanting to stay away from the Avengers because you have a new suit and you can beat up bad guys and you're now on their radar, which is why you're kind of on the Kingpin's radar at the same time and kind of all...
So is there a level where you fight the Falcon?
Yeah. Oh, that has to happen now, actually. I didn't think about it. To be honest with you, I thought more about there has to be levels where you're fighting the Kingpins, like henchmen or whatever, and just getting out. But like going big and small and running in and out and people with legs and that. You're faster when you're small as well, do you know what I mean? Like, you're like...
just literally the idea of like somebody coming to swing a punch...
And getting big at the same time.
Or you even going really small, going onto his arm...
Yeah,
and like having to
run
running
up his leg,
arm,
and then
just
that sounds like God of War or Shadow.
Yeah, but like that's kind of what I'm imagining at the same time. I'm imagining like the actual process of jumping mid-air and shrinking size. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Do you know, like actually experiencing that as well? Like that would be like just beyond. I thought of levels. Yeah, so. Obviously, those are right. That's the main sort of like core story, which means there are going to be levels in the Avengers headquarters or whatever. Like you got to sneak in. I imagine like trying to extract some data out of like the Avengers supercomputer or whatever, and that must feel like an electrical level in like one of them. You know those sort of cliches, like when you sort of running because you do have like these electrical ants as well that can like redistribute energy like. Electric energy, like conduct it or whatever, and they can be like on your side. Oh yeah, how did I even forget? Like one of the tutorials as well was like going out into the garden when you're in the house, and actually learning to be one with all the other ants because like they help you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
all these ants because like you ride one as well, and
that teaches you how to kind of interact with other sort of natural things. in the game as well. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Man, I'm actually now starting to feel like there are elements I'm not even going to have time to bring up.
That's jokes.
But yeah, where was I?
You were.
Oh yeah, right. So you also have to like learn to work as part of a team, like lead these ants for missions when you are breaking into the Avengers HQ or.
Stuff.
I mean,
other stuff, you know.
You know, I did mention let him fight Falcon, but maybe just to sort of make it more different from the film, you could have him against a different
Avenger.
Yeah. Maybe not Captain America. He'll get messed up. But like, I don't know, Vision or something.
Which one's Vision?
He's the one with the diamond on his head.
Oh,
he can phase through things.
Oh, that sounds like an interesting fight.
No, he'll get
an interesting level
destroyed.
Yeah. The thing is, I think too many characters can just destroy Ant-Man. You know, he's not.
Apart from okay. So here's I guess the final thing for me. Like, what about when he gets massive?
Oh yeah,
that happens at the end of the game, man.
That's what the last level.
Yeah.
Does that happen at the end of the film?
It doesn't happen.
Watch the film.
Because him getting really big is like this complete difference, and then for the first time, you feel incredibly powerful, and like you're walking around on top of things. But maybe it's like, you know, he's trying not to destroy things, so he's got to be even more kind of careful about how he moves around because he's like as tall as a skyscraper.
Those are for when you get. Those are for like those times, those moments getting big, or for when you're in the desert or something, or like trying to catch the Hulk.
Yeah, have him fight the Hulk. He starts off small, and then it's like, this isn't working.
Yeah,
reverse. Giant man.
Could be. I honestly do feel like there are bits I'm gonna miss out, man. Like I just don't know where to go next from here. Breaking into a hospital to go see Cassie. There was another whole storyline I feel like I'm missing out that I didn't even get.
What, from the film or?
Well, maybe just like the whole relationship between Hank Pym, Scott Lang, and what's her name?
Hope.
Yeah. I I don't know how to do that in a game though.
It's about gameplay, so
yeah. But like, I mean, I
if
figured
you're going about relationships, maybe there could be situations.
Well, she wants to be Ant-Man. She wants to be the one in the suit.
Hope Van Dyne.
But of course, she becomes the Wasp. I remember thinking as well, like, if we're going to go through, like, levels where you have to switch between characters, then obviously you have to be Ant-Man and the Wasp at one point.
You could be multiplayer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. If they were multiplayer, then a whole bunch of you with VR headsets in a room, like, working together.
2-player co-op.
Huh?
4-player co-op.
Yeah.
Ant-Man, Wasp, Yellow Jacket, Goliath.
Yeah, Goliath.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Done.
And there's your company. I didn't mention Cassie either, did I really? I said, going to the hospital and breaking into her to see her at some point. You saw
breaking into her.
Careful
now, you already started this podcast with some
nonsense.
18 rated, I'm telling you.
Cassie is his daughter.
Cassie is he's little and yeah. Should we just start that again?
No. Watch the film.
I can't stop the podcast and watch it now, so you know. But yeah, I'll watch it.
I want to do a level in a mad scientist greenhouse.
Yeah, but how close is that to the
Mad
Avengers?
scientist greenhouse.
It's got nothing to do with the Avengers.
Yeah, greenhouse. Yeah, you just want
with weird bugs.
Yeah, like mutated bugs and stuff like that, and flycatchers and stuff like that. Yeah, that would be cool.
And you got to like jump in between them.
I'm actually like I'm racking my brain to like think of a grass-based Marvel villain.
Groot.
That's a good shout. Like Baby Groot. Just if you imagine annoying Baby Groot and Baby Groot just trying to like beat up this Ant-Man.
In Groot's first appearance, he was a villain. He was like, and he could speak.
Yeah,
he was like still a tree man. Like on the front cover, it's like, "Behold, I am Groot, the master of the planet X."
Yeah,
and then just after that, every time it's just I
am Groot. Yeah. Funny guys. You know what? I'm just gonna stop it there. I feel like I've given enough info to like build an idea.
I think it's a cool idea in terms of going bigger. You didn't really capitalize as much on the transitioning between big and small.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't even get into the part where you have to like train as a freaking fighter and you got to learn to like jump like and aim towards keyholes and out like in the movie too. Like you got to like if you want to like there must be cool little like double like taps you could like shrink and then double size.
Just like blow things. So you want to run like jump and then tap and turn small and then you use the momentum from that to go through
jumping to do stuff.
Keyhole. And then so that you don't fall and die, you make sure you turn big at the right time when you come out the other side of the keyhole.
You could do things like that.
I think obviously I really like the idea because you're going to turn small. VR is actually the king. Is like the key thing. You could do this as a normal game, but then
you really could.
But actually, as VR is great because it's that whole you're looking around the room and you're seeing it one way, and then when you turn small, you're seeing it a completely different way. So it's kind of like there's a puzzle element to it as well. So let's just say
there really is in that you have to make some objects big and small to do things that you want them to.
To achieve. Yeah, so
missions.
let's just say you want to get to a particular part of a room, like you be big so that you can get on top of the bunk bed, and then you turn small so you can observe and look around in the bunk bed or whatever. Obviously when those guys are chasing you, you turn small so you're not seen. Yeah, but you'll need to
you still need to hide,
or you'll need to carry something from one part of the room to another part of the room. So it's like when they're not looking, you turn small. Yeah. But when they're not looking, you turn big to pick up the thing and move it over to another part of the room.
Right. Yeah.
And then when they're looking, you turn small again. It's like stuff like that would be quite cool.
Yeah, it's clever little puzzle game.
In terms of the combat, yeah, definitely. You're gonna let's just say you're fighting. So does he always like turn to a certain size each time, or can he range it?
I think.
Nah,
I think.
see, I didn't think about that.
Generally, there is control over it, but there's a general size that he tends to go to.
Yeah. So, because in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, really hard levels would be like guys who, so he's avoiding bullets. So in order to avoid bullets, he has to turn really small so that the bullet doesn't hit him, and then you've got to come big again.
Yeah.
Or like, let's just say you're fighting normal people normally, and then you turn small, but now you've got to fight freaking, I don't know, ants.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Or so, I don't know, just, I don't know.
Well, I mean, one of the clever bad guys could
I
be
said
like
ants are his friends.
one of the clever bad guys could actually do that. I suppose, like fill a room of cockroaches and then be like, "You got to fight me in here." It'll work.
Yeah, it could.
I like the idea for this game.
Thank you.
Yeah, the idea of, seeing things small and seeing things big.
I reckon it will be a fun, little
Yeah.
just game. Do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
little
I think especially if you keep each level short and sweet instead of like trying to make it all too complex.
Yeah, I think it could get very what's the word?
Make it
gimmicky
episodic.
very quick. Yeah, it has to
Make
be
it
episodic.
Yeah,
it has to be episodic.
The whole transition thing, I mean, it could work, but like not for too long.
Yeah.
Like there's this, oh my days, this game. There's this game called actually there's two games I'm going to mention on VR Oculus. There's a Batman game, which is like this. Batman's a detective, and you're literally looking around the room to see where certain things have happened, to see footprints and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not amazing. It looks really cool, but it's not amazing. And then there's this other game which is very, very basic called Super Hot.
I was going to mention that.
I
love
sick.
that game.
It's so sick, fam.
What's it called?
It's called Super Hot. Super hot.
Super.
And it's like, it's
Okay.
honestly, so the idea is that it's in the polygon world, right? Actually, it's in the like white world. Have you guys seen Mirror's Edge before?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just imagine Mirror's Edge, but with no colors, just white.
Yeah.
Right? You obviously you can't see yourself, but you can see people who are red,
Yeah.
and they're like red polygons, and they turn and they look at you, and they're coming towards you, right? But you can only see them come towards you when you move. So basically, their movement happens when you move.
They only move when you move.
So if you stand still and don't make any movements, they will stand still. And that gives you a chance to look with your eyes, your actual eyes, to see what they're doing and how they're moving. So that if you start moving, you start to see them come towards you.
Maybe pull out a gun.
Or
and
a
then you
knife.
see like the trails of bullets coming towards you.
Exactly.
Wow.
So you're moving in that. So you kind of like have to move like in slow motion to see bullets flying past you. If you move too slow, if you kind of move too fast, the bullet will come really quickly.
Yeah.
If you move too slowly,
You have time to like.
you kind of have
adjust.
time to see and adjust.
Right.
And it's so awesome because there's like someone will shoot a bullet at you and you'll see an ashtray. You'll slowly pick up the ashtray and defend yourself with the ashtray. And then like you'll see a knife and you'll slowly see the knife, and these guys are still coming towards you. So you'll slowly pick up the knife and you'll
so
chuck
sick.
it, and
do you
you chuck it.
Do you
at
end up
them.
fighting all of them?
Yeah,
That
it's so cool, and it's like literally you're ducking and weaving and punching, and when you kill, like stab somebody or something like that, they explode.
They
It's
just,
pieces.
shatter.
They shatter, and
Okay.
it's the coolest.
Super
thing.
hot.
Super.
I need to
hot.
play that. That sounds dope.
Literally, I've got the thing there. I just need a computer good enough to play it.
Madness.
So I was gonna say, there's so many cool things you can do with VR if you're like creative with it. And it's not just about well, obviously the main thing is that you're looking around and you're immersed in this world. But there's like, have you thought about how you're gonna like move around? Is it gonna be a thing that you're on rails and you move along with it, or are you actually gonna be doing the walking manually? You got to walk manually. Oh, so you want it to be a completely immersive experience where you're on a treadmill and you're like walking like that.
Yeah.
People getting tired and ting.
Yeah. I mean, I figured, what's the point of gaming if you're not having a workout, right? Am I right?
Oh yeah, of course.
You see, it's like you gotta sweat.
I mean, we all did it with the Wii and we got tired of it. So
Round 2.
fair enough. Yeah, I like the idea. I like the idea. Just make it simple.
Yeah.
Work from there.
All right, well, if you like Deeby's pitch, maybe you want to make some suggestions, maybe you want to come up with an idea for a series of Marvel VR games. How about Iron Man VR?
Spider-Man VR.
Spider-Man VR.
I'm sure
I
they're
would
already
love that.
making that, man.
Spider-Man VR needs
I would
to happen.
love that. You have to use the controls to like
To just
put your hand out, swing in the air.
Oh my gosh, that'd be immense.
Yeah, but they'll get too technical. They'll be like, you have to swing
You have to
on this
just
particular...
put your hands out there. Put your hands out there.
That's going to get
And
tiring.
then, you know, when your spidey sense goes off, it goes into that sort of super hot mode. You do need to like...
Oh, yeah.
Now, we'll definitely show you super hot bangs, man. Super hot bangs.
Yeah, so if you want to send us some suggestions, you can email us at brokenelevatorpod@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at brokenepod. You can find Deeby on Twitter at YesDB. You can find Woomy at Woomzum. You can find me at Hamden also check out our website, thebrokenelevator.co.uk. I'm gonna do a little I'm gonna tell a little bit about Ant-Man's history, his crazy history. Did you know he's technically a wife beater, Hank Pym?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dark.
And Scott Lang's daughter, Cassie Lang, has natural shrinking abilities now. She's one of the Young Avengers, last time I checked. Maybe you post a little bit of information about the sleaze bag, Eric O'Grady, standing on showers watching women. What else?
That sounded so creepy.
What else? Bill Foster is going to be in Bill Foster Black Goliath. He's going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp, played by Lawrence Fishburne.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, I guess I don't need to write that. I've told you already.
No, you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is it
Let the geek go mad.
for this week. We have one more episode left. One more episode of the season. All right, that's it for this week. So we will see you next week.
Ciao.
Oh, bye.